Hi, I'm Chef Scott Samuel here at the Culinary Institute of America at Greystone. Today I'm going to show you how to make a blueberry-ricotta-orange crepe with a vanilla blueberry sauce. The sauce itself can be used for a variety of different things, from waffles to pancakes to simply just on vanilla ice cream. This can be made and held for up to 2 weeks, so a lot of times I make a bigger batch so that I have more on hand. So let's get started here. Taking a look at my ingredients, there's lots of ingredients. We're going to make 3 different components. So the filling is made with a combination of ricotta, mascarpone, orange zest, orange juice, a tablespoon of granulated sugar, nutmeg, cardamom, salt. All of this will be mixed together, and then I'm going to whip some egg whites with a creamy tartar, fold the egg whites in, and fold our fresh blueberries in. This can be made ahead of time. It should hold for up to 6 hours. The next component for this crepe will be the crepe itself. And with that we have 3 eggs, a cup of milk, a cup of flour, a tablespoon of granulated sugar, 3 tablespoons of melted butter, vanilla, and salt. I'm going to make this mixture in a blender, and I want to let it rest for about 15 minutes before I actually cook the crepes. And the third component to this dish is a vanilla blueberry sauce. The ingredients for the vanilla blueberry sauce will be sugar, blueberry juice, cream, butter, blueberries, lime juice, and vanilla. And I'm going to make a classic caramel until my sugar starts to caramelize, and then I'll stop the cooking with some cream, add my butter, my fresh blueberries, and my seasoned to taste lime juice vanilla. And that will be the third component. The first thing I want to do is make the crepes so they have a chance to rest before I cook them. My method is very simple. I combine my wet, my milk, my eggs, my vanilla, melted butter, and the tablespoon of granulated sugar in a blender, and just pulse to combine. And then I will add my salt and my 1 cup of all-purpose flour. So I just want to puree it for about 20 to 30 seconds to build up the gluten of the flour. And now I have a crepe batter. I'm going to let this rest for about 15 minutes so the flour has a chance to absorb the moisture, and then I'll go ahead and cook the crepes. Alright, so let's make the vanilla blueberry sauce. We're going to start with our sugar and our blueberry juice. Okay, I'm going to turn this on high heat. I'm going to cook it down until, first of all, the sugar is dissolved. I can tell the bubbles are starting to get larger. That means I'm reducing the moisture of the blueberry juice, and the sugar is starting to caramelize. I'm swirling so I get a visual of it, of the texture. I want it to be a little bit thicker, pretty much the consistency of a thick maple syrup. I'm also using my nose to smell the sugar start to caramelize slightly. And that right there is what it should look like. I'm going to turn my heat down and add my cream in a slow stream so as not to seize the sugar, but to incorporate it. I'll cook that back to a boil. Then I add my butter and my fresh blueberries, lime juice, and vanilla. Okay, I'll bring this to a boil one more time just to heat it through. Melt the butter, incorporate the flavors, and then I'll take it off the heat. I really don't want to pop the blueberries because when I serve them, I want the whole blueberries on the plate. I'll take it off the heat. I have the right texture. The blueberries are just starting to pop. We'll set this aside for when we're ready to serve the crepes. So let's make the ricotta orange filling with our fresh blueberries. First step, take our ricotta cheese, mascarpone, orange zest, little orange juice. So adding the sugar, I don't want it to be too sweet since the caramel sauce itself is pretty sweet for this dish. Okay, folding our cheese, orange zest, orange juice, and sugar together, I'm going to add my aromatics, my fresh ground nutmeg, cardamom, touch of sea salt, and this is the beginning of my base. I want to lighten this base up by whisking some egg whites to soft peaks, and then I'll fold in the egg whites to this base and my fresh blueberries, and then my filling will be ready. So I have 2 egg whites and a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. The cream of tartar is going to help hold the shape. The egg whites should be at room temperature so that when I whisk them, they whisk up frothy. If they were cold, it would take too long. So room temperature egg whites. These are stiff egg whites. When I pull the whisk out and it holds its shape, that's a stiff egg white. So this is ready to be folded into the base. So when I do this, I want to fold in 1/3 of the egg whites first to kind of lighten up the base and get it ready for the rest of the egg whites so they do not deflate. So my method for folding is to kind of scoop to the bottom of the bowl and then smooth the egg whites in with the mixture. All right, so that's lightened up a little bit. I'm going to add my blueberries and the rest of my egg whites. And just to combine, I don't want to fold too much or they'll deflate the egg whites. All right, that's exactly what it should look like. All right, we're going to set this aside in the refrigerator until we're ready to fill the crepes. Okay, so now that our crepe batter has had a chance to rest for about 15 minutes, you can see the texture is like a thin pancake batter. I'm ready to cook in my crepe pans. I've preheated them on medium-low heat for about 5 minutes, so they're tempered and hot, but not scalding hot. And I'm going to use about 1.5 ounces of my crepe batter. And what I like to do is pour it in the pan and then turn the crepe up the sides until the batter has cooked and it's not swirling anymore. All right, so that's basically how we'll cook crepes, and I can layer them on top of each other. So there we have it, our classic crepe. So now we've got all the components together. We have our vanilla blueberry sauce, we have our blueberry ricotta filling. I've just cooked the crepes. Now is the time to bake them, and then we'll bring them out and plate them. So what I like to do is take a crepe and take about 1/4 cup of our filling, place it on the bottom half of the crepe, and fold it over. Flatten it out a little bit, place it on our sheet pan, butter it slightly, and that's ready to bake. We'll do a couple of these. So the reason I folded the egg whites into my ricotta filling is to kind of create a souffle. This is traditional with crepes where you fold the egg whites and then bake it, and it kind of souffles up, makes it a lighter texture. Okay, we'll do 3 of these and bake them. I'm going to bake them for about 10 minutes or until they start to get golden. I'm brushing the butter on it for richness and also to help keep them moist and get some nice color as they're baking. Okay, so we're going to place these in a 350-degree preheated oven and bake for about 10 minutes until they become golden brown and slightly puffed. So the crepes have been in the oven for about 10 minutes. And they have a nice color to them. So a little brown on the edges, they're slightly puffed. Okay, let's plate this beautiful dish. Some of our blueberry caramel sauce, nice color, nice texture. Cut the crepe in half. And a little bit of powdered sugar. Garnish with some toasted chopped walnuts. Gives it a little nice texture. And a nice little mint sprig. And there we have it, our blueberry ricotta orange crepe with the vanilla blueberry sauce.